Welcome everyone, Digital Sticks here, and coming to a Beat Saber video that is being done as bilateral stimulation. So if you're seeing things on my channel regarding pork skanks, that is what my former children have chosen to become as young adults and as teenagers who have no accountability. So they're essentially the equivalent of adults. They're all they'll be as adults because they're all dropouts. They were all straight A students, very bright, gifted students, with the sky being the limit of their potential. All they had to do is apply themselves ever so slightly to something positive, and they could have achieved it, but they did not. They chose to lie to a judge. They chose to slander me. They chose to malign me. They would rather they would have more respect for a sperm donor than a dad that actually loved them, sacrificed for them, did all I could to get them out of a bad situation, fought for them every step of the way, and that's how they chose to repay me. And so they are basically zombie. As far as being my children, they're basically zombie children. My children are dead and gone. I do have one son left, and so if you look at the Pork Sloth playlist, you will see how a video of him playing on the trampoline, happy to be back in his home one day after his mom died, which ended her game, and just left Pork Sloth to carry on with screwing over my other kids. But I digress, right? So if you look into EDMR, you'll find out that it can basically is believed that it'll help processing that gets interrupted under stress, under duress. And so I had a really good day. I found one way to do this as a session, and I really didn't. I did it, and I went about my day, and I wasn't really overanalyzing whether I felt different. I really felt like probably hadn't done much. But then as I went about my day, it was pretty amazing. So if that was placebo, it's the best I've ever had. And so this was different. Now I've been digging up bones and I've put some stuff on the channel and things like that. And so rather than just go from doing that to crashing out, I'm going to go from doing that to playing Beat Saber. Well, it's on my mind, and we'll let this bilateral stimulation do its thing, if that's indeed what was effective for me. All right, and with that, here I go. And I've actually been settling down and just trying to get better at individual songs. So I'll do that right now. I'm just playing hard here. I went through so much trauma through that. That's why I can't hardly begin or talk about it, you know? Seeing the video today, being reminded the fact that I did not want my son to lose his mom, and yet that's the only way he didn't lose everything else. And she's the one who chose to make it that scenario for him. And there I am, looking at those videos when he first got back. He was so happy to have his siblings and stuff back. He was happy. He was having a great day. And I know he didn't understand at that moment, you know, the permanency of his mom. But lately, guys, we've been talking, and he just remembers his mom wouldn't hardly talk to him. So he was essentially held hostage at an apartment that his worthless adult siblings were at, other adult siblings, his mom's other children, not my children. And he just said he just remembers only having junk food, and that his mom didn't talk to him. And she was actually looking like she was doing pretty well. Pork Sloth may have literally murdered Matthew's mom. But, like everything else, nobody wanted to look into it. The state doesn't care. They'll look into it if you somehow corner them with enough information that they have no choice. If you can't do that, they're not going to do it. Or if they believe there's drugs or something like that where they can put them in a system and get money out of them. But as far as actually trying to just protect the well-being of children, protect the rights of fathers, prevent kidnapping and kids being used as pawns, no, that's going to take away money from the lawyers that they try to hook up. They use lawyers use this corrupt system to hold kids for ransom, and they don't give a fuck about the end result for the kids at all. And so the end result for 4 out of 5 of my kids was absolutely horrendous. They don't give a fuck. My ex-wife did dirty deeds for a lady in Kansas, and that lady paid for her to get an expensive lawyer here in Mays County, Gerald Lee. And Gerald Lee is just corrupt. He's probably a big-time donor for the judges. I'm not sure exactly how it all works, but I was screwed. She had Gerald Lee, and Gerald Lee doesn't give a fuck about what's right, only what he can get away with, which he knows he can get away with a lot because it's a corrupt county. And he's paid his dues. And it doesn't stop. Brenda Cunningham, the mayor of Soto, was posing as a counselor. She was supposedly a neutral counselor. She helped Pork Sloth manipulate the kids. She knew what she was doing. She was defrauding me, violating herself. She called my house and spoke with my daughter to arrange hand signals before a DHS meeting. Where she wasn't even, she was just supposed to be a supposed reunion counselor or whatever. Anyways. But my kids lied to the judges, and they are still being punks. And they're dropouts, and they're slimy, they're on drugs, they are content to live without, they've been homeless most of the time, and in chaos the entire time that they've been with their mom. But now my daughter, my oldest, is 21. My second oldest, Olivia, just turned 18. So they are child abusers because their siblings, who are not yet adults, my twin boys, are also not in school. They're also dropouts. They're also in the deplorable, unsanitary conditions. They've also been homeless. They've also been abused. They've also been given alcohol and weed and whatever else. Meth is apparently involved. And state won't do nothing about it. Fire police, a particular cop there, the female cop, the blonde cop with long hair, always wears it in a ponytail. I'm sure a lot of people run into her because she's apparently arrogant and proud and loves to flaunt. She's just a Karen in uniform, and she threatened me with arrest for being at Taco Bell before, and then talked to them and got them to agree to trespass me or whatever. But she somehow took it personal to screw with me because I was trying to get help for them. So I don't know if she's a buddy with them or a buddy with Brendan Cunningham. I don't know. But they're an ongoing trauma that I'm trying to put out of I'm trying to get on with my life and get past the trauma of it. And my kids that's why I'm calling them pork skanks. They are disreputable and sleazy people by choice. They're not my kind of people. And they don't want a relationship with me. They slander me. They've maligned me. They've literally participated in conspiracies to the point that my ex-wife was trying to get my daughter to murder me. And how did I find out? From my stepdaughter, and my daughter actually confirmed it not too long ago. And she described her mom being on meth. And that's the whole real reason for the divorce I was blindsided with years ago, was that she has a crush on this lady named Summer. And that's why she abandoned my kids originally. That's who she was resorted to using my kids for, to appease Summer, to try to get with her, I guess. And the reason I call her pork sloth is the pork part is because they're abominations, they're absolutely disgusting people, and pork just plays into their cult that they pretend that they believe in, but they're atheists. No one with faith is as evil as them. And anyways, but yeah, so they're just twisted mess, scum of the earth. I love my kids. If they would ever become my kids again, I don't know if that'll happen. My kids are dead at the moment. It's up to them whether they want to live again. But if they like living the way they're living, then they're just evil, scummy people that good riddance. They're not my kind of people. They're not my son's kind of people either. So yeah, we'll see how this works to bilateral stimulate while addressing this. But again, as I was going through old pictures and videos and stuff, just really connecting the dots on the date and realizing, I forgot about that part. Like, talk about the Catch-22 trauma though. I mean, I was in it trying to help Matthew's mom beat cancer. I was there for her, rooting for her, and I didn't want my son to lose his mom. And yet, had he not lost his mom, he might have lost everything else that he loves. And so would have possibly lost her too. So she died in time to not succeed in screwing him over. The story goes on and on and on, and nobody cares. Nobody who could act and help cares. And by the time I find someone who cares, they don't deserve to be burdened with the story, because there'd be such a rare gem. They don't need to be carrying the weight of my burden at that point. But as a society doesn't care. So all this shit going on politically, boomers claim, or not boomers, but MAGA people claiming they care about this and that and everything. They don't. They don't. If they actually cared about stuff, people wouldn't be left without answers trying to figure out why people voted for Trump, because it's pretty obvious that that's not who you would vote for if you had character and values as your priority. It is clear that's who you'd vote for if you were bigoted, selfish, and hateful, and rude, and hypocritical, atheist, but using religion to manipulate people. You'd vote for Trump in a heartbeat. Greedy to no end. Who cares if the gain is sustainable? Who cares if tariffs raises inflation? If they bring in revenue, that means the rich don't have to pay their share. But I digress. I just need to get rid of the CPTSD from all this shit. I don't have any hope for justice. I don't even want to waste my time worrying about justice. As long as I can protect my son and let him actually gain the future that he's on track for. Fuck the people that make poor choices for their lives and want to be disgusting, awful people. Fuck the people that want to hate me without cause and malign me just because of some stupid game they want to do that doesn't even have any prizes. That will abuse their siblings just to appease their mom who abuses them. Fuck them. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's probably a good one for the purpose. We'll try expert. So the other thing with Beat Saber, like, so you've got the rhythm, you got, you know, the eye movement stuff, but you've got haptic feedback on the controllers. You got music, you've got it set to the rhythm for the most part. And you can do it on autopilot. Once you're familiar with the game and stuff, like, it wouldn't work probably trying to learn to play the game, but I can think through whatever I need to think through while doing this. I'm not, you know, the reactions are, for the most part, automatic. It's not that often that I have to override mentally. Sometimes I do. Scores are way down while purposely using it for this purpose. But that doesn't matter. I could probably turn it to no fail, but I don't know, I'm just used to I think it's better to have the potential to fail. I think it still works better for me to try not to fail. And if I do fail, it won't take away from it. I mean, if I just totally keep bombing as long as I can flow for the most part, if I fail, I just start a new song. And I think the bilateral stimulation / EDMR attempt with it is still in play. It may not be as effective to do this. I'm making this video as well, though, and I'm narrating stuff. When it worked for me earlier, I just did it for myself. So what I did earlier is I'd actually I made a video about a pretty potent F-bomb laden video the day before. And I played that in a pop-up window inside my headset using SteamVR while I was playing Beat Saber. So I listened to myself. So instead of having to think through the trauma or work through it, I'd already had that moment where I was actually able to communicate it. And I just listened to that while playing. And I think it helped. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Anyways, and then call it there. It's like way late. I've been up like all night. That wasn't the plan, but that's what I did. But it's all the more reason why I gotta get through this stuff, because like it will derail, it will detract, it will suck me in and have me consuming. Whether it's convenient or not, it's gotta go. And that's why I need to frame the kids as something other than my kids. It's time they are choosing not to be my kids. And it's time to be able to embrace that and let that start to change how it affects me. Oh wait, I know which one I want to do. Yeah, I might even raise the score a little bit. Who knows?
I hate that this feeling just keeps on coming back. It's like a lump in my throat, yeah, you feel like a heart attack. Can't even talk to your friends who used to be my friends, 'cause I'm a reckless. Can't even go to all places, 'cause I see our traces. Yeah, it's helpless. 'Cause I don't even sleep no more these days. No such thing as staying out too late. But nobody's at home waiting for me. I'm staying up for the feeling. It's the reason for living. Telling myself I'm doing okay. Dancing like I see the light of day. Can't if I make it home by me. I'm staying up for the feeling. It's the reason for living.
All right, guys, we'll wrap that up right there. Hopefully it helped out some, and I'll find out. I'll certainly probably want to share about it again if it works as good. It'll be interesting, though, because I'm doing this, and then I'm going to be getting some sleep. So that might be a double whammy. It might be extra effective. I don't know. Also, just to be fair, if anyone's going to be trying this and don't get the same results, like if I continue to report positive results from this, at the same time, I'm also putting in an effort to get like yogurt, stuff like that, building up, it's for gut health. Anyways, getting the cultures and stuff like that. There's a body of evidence and results with that is about as compelling, maybe not, it's comparable to how compelling EDMR, the effectiveness of EDMR is. And as somebody that's been trying to find a way to get better or been in therapy and different things, I could tell you that the effectiveness, the confidence in the effectiveness, the response to EDMR is unlike anything, and just it's characterized. I mean, how am I trying to word this? Like, it's a lot of stuff is theoretical. It's not quite proven. People are trying stuff. The results are kind of hit or miss or whatever. EDMR is pretty solid as an effective tool. It's a verified science. There's probably still room to improve and figure out how best to go about connecting the traumas to it or whatever, but it works, and it stands out. Like it's really cool. And then on top of that, it's bilateral stimulation. So here we are with Beat Saber, something that does that. And gamification is better than just trying to force yourself to look at lights back and forth while you think about something. But I can't say that this is as effective, but I think it is, if not more. There's a potential. So I'm exploring that potential. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not giving medical advice, but if you're trying to get some help for yourself, trying to help yourself, and you're in the same boat I am, there's something to try, and I'll certainly pass along ongoing results as I get them. So guys, I'm Digital Sticks. I'm out. Thank you for watching this if you did, and please drop a like and subscribe, all that stuff, of course. And there we go. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.